System registration complete. Okay, I'm functioning as your system archivist today, and we're deciphering a highly classified data reveal. This explainer is going to examine a discovered data archive from, well, what looks like a dead world, or maybe a terrifyingly near-future projection. Listen to me carefully on this one. The Doubter protocol within this system is flashing warnings right now, and the psychological horror in these decrypted files, labeled 0505 and 0511, it's not some theoretical game, all right? This is an urgent dystopian reality about human programming. So we're gonna analyze this data sequentially so you can grasp the full scale of the threat. Let's just begin the playback.
Biological note initialized. Now, just observe how clinically this archive dismantles our basic understanding of human autonomy. It literally states, control is not a choice, it is a basic drive. The data here suggests that even a baby reaching out and grabbing a toy, yeah, that's not driven by aesthetics or curiosity or joy. It's an initial system test. The infant is checking to see if matter will actually obey its will. It is the absolute biological baseline of dominance. I mean, from the literal second we boot up, we are programmed to test the limits of our environmental control. But think about what happens when that control is denied. Do you hear it? That quiet whisper in your head? When you get, inexplicably angry at a slow elevator, or you feel that sudden spike of panic when a Tinder match ignores you. That is not mere frustration. No, that is your subconscious actively panicking. You're suffocating. You're experiencing the raw, unfiltered terror of losing control over your immediate environment. The system is denying your input, and your biological hardware, it's reacting with an error state of extreme distress. So the archive contrasts this illusion of control with the grim structural reality. Look at your life right now. Look at the position you hold in your office, the subordinates you manage, the brand new car in your driveway. You think you control the situation, right? You absolutely do not. The environment controls you completely. The system merely provided you with bigger, more expensive toys just to distract you, just to keep your hands busy so you wouldn't notice that your neck is already in a noose. You're being managed by the very metrics of success you strive for.
Data analysis continues, and the archive states unequivocally, chaos owns your time. When the environment gets unpredictable, your biological system spikes with cortisol. It's a chemical alarm bell ringing in your head. And how do you respond? By building charts, drafting meticulous plans, generating endless reports. But the doubter is frantically warning us here. These are just desperate prayers to a dead god of order. Order is a defunct system. Chaos is the true, unpredictable owner of your timeline. It's dictating your erratic behavior while you just pretend to safely steer the ship.
All right, we're moving on to Decrypting Module 0511, titled The Fake Interface of Sincerity.
We're shifting our analysis away from environmental control and into the architecture of social interfaces. In the projected timeline of 2026, sincerity is no longer a human trait. It is a falsified interface weaponized for external management. Let's accurately define what trust actually is within the system. Neurologic trust is not a moral choice. It's not an ethical stance or some noble virtue. It is purely a neurochemical loan processed by your hardware. The amygdala in your brain scans the microexpressions of the person opposite you in, get this, 40 milliseconds. If the facial pattern doesn't mathematically match safe parameters, the system instantly blocks the attention transaction. Trust, therefore, is just an external mind control mechanism governed strictly by biological pattern recognition. Therefore, the doubter urgently concludes that trust is completely dead. Do you really think people actually like you? They don't. They simply like the reflection of their own safe patterns that you feed back to them. Your personality, the whole thing you cherish as you, is just a set of compiled scripts designed so you don't get kicked offline by your peers. And every single time you smile at a camera, every time you offer up a piece of that fake sincerity, you feed your soul directly to AI trackers. We've literally created a synthetic predatory replacement for human connection. And this external control, it extends entirely to your digital autonomy. You think you freely chose to access this explainer today? No way! The priming algorithm prepared your biological brain 3 hours before this exact moment. At T-3 hours, specific ad colors primed your neural pathways. At T-1 hour, notification frequency was aggressively adjusted to optimize your dopamine receptivity. By the time we hit T0, your so-called choice was merely the line of least resistance that was meticulously laid out for you by the digital architects. The illusion of choice is absolute. Next up, a section on achieving algorithmic invulnerability. Let's dive into it. Now, there is a countermeasure, a way to actually bypass the architecture. You have to stop being a passive victim of the chaotic environment. Control over others is a total sham, a distraction meant to exhaust you. The archive reveals that the only real exploit remaining is absolute control over your own reaction to chaos. It's time to flash new instructions to your hardware. The archivist details the unpredictability protocol right here. Step 1. Implement the alienation effect. Treat your colleagues, even your loved ones, like non-playable objects in a computer game. No emotional bleeding, just pure functionality. Step 2. Maintain the silence of dominance. When they yell at you, when the environment tries to provoke a cortisol response, remain absolutely silent. In that moment, you seize control of the airwaves. You become the server handling their requests. And step 3. Limit dopamine junk. Turn off all your notifications. Become completely invisible to the algorithm. Because if you can't be calculated, you can't be controlled.
Look at the center of the screen right now. Don't blink. The doubter is commanding your absolute focus because we have reached the terrifying core of the data reveal. We taught machines to imitate empathy so precisely that your biological brain now surrenders without a fight. You no longer believe people, you believe the rendering. And because of that massive vulnerability, you can use the ultimate exploit against human biology itself to survive.
This exploit is mathematically defined as trust inversion. It's the active, deliberate hacking of human instinct. By purposely broadcasting conflicting signals, you can force the biological brain of your target to surrender without any resistance whatsoever. You override their amygdala's 40-millisecond scan, rendering their pattern recognition completely useless. You become a walking anomaly in their system, effectively blinding their social defenses.
Okay, here is the exact tutorial for executing an error 404 in another human being. Step 1, broadcast those conflicting signals. Step 2, start talking about something extremely emotional, something designed to trigger deep empathy or fear. Step 3, while you're speaking, keep your face absolutely unnaturally still. No micromovements, none, zero. This visual and auditory contradiction triggers a massive error 404 in the target's subconscious. Their pattern recognition system just completely freezes trying to resolve the paradox. And step 4, in that exact suspended moment of cognitive freezing, you can load any command into their mind. This is the terrifying power to be completely unreadable. You literally hijack their hardware.
Your old world is crumbling. Now you actually know the truth of the system architecture. You are either a conductor of control, utilizing these exploits, or you remain its predictable victim. The archive has been completely decrypted. Leave the phrase "oh dominus" in the comments if you are ready for the next module. Or, simply go back to sleep. Session interrupted, deleting data in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.